Welcome, everyone.
Welcome. I am so happy that you're all here. I'm excited to share our 2024 release. What I'm about to show you is a decade in the making. 10 years ago, I was living in this apartment in San Francisco, my roommate and co-founder, Joe. And one day, we needed to get some furniture. So we get in a car, and we drive to an IKEA. And we're walking through the IKEA, and we pass a showroom of a bedroom, just like this one. And we walk up to the bed, we look at each other, and we say, maybe we should put this bedroom on Airbnb. And that's what we did. And a family of three stayed there, and people started talking about it. They literally couldn't believe it. And so Joe and I thought, well, let's just do it again. Now, when I was a kid, I used to love Blockbuster. And there were thousands of them all over the world. But today, there's only one Blockbuster left in the entire world. And it's in Bend, Oregon. So we called the store manager up about listing the Blockbuster on Airbnb. And we decided that we would make the interior feel just like you're in your friend's living room in the 90s. And we listed it, and something unexpected happened. We tapped into a sense of nostalgia, and it went viral. Now, to this day, the store manager still tells us that she gets calls from people asking if they can sleep over at the Blockbuster. Last summer, the Barbie movie came out. And when it was released, it became a cultural sensation. So we found a real house in the hills of Malibu, and we transformed it into Barbie's Malibu dream house. And it also became a sensation. This is a photo, by the way, not a rendering. We decked out the house inside and out, recreating Ken's rodeo bedroom, his closet, and the disco dance floor. It felt like you were stepping inside of Barbie Land, and millions of people wanted to stay here. So these experiences, they captured people's imagination. And they allowed people to step into someone else's world. And at its best, this is what Airbnb does. And it's what we always have been about. So we asked ourselves, what if we took this magic to the next level? What if we made these experiences even bigger? Did them all the time? And you could find them directly in the app. Well, that is exactly what we've done, because today we are introducing icons. Icons are extraordinary experiences from the world's greatest icons in music, film, sports, and more. Icons take you inside worlds that only existed in your imagination until now. And today, what I'm going to do right now is unveil the first 11 icons. So you ready? Yeah. It starts with up. Wow, I love this audience. So, well, hold on. This is just a still from the movie. We did not make this film. But the team from Pixar is happy to hear that reaction. Okay, so the Up House is one of the most iconic homes in any film ever. And now, you can book it on Airbnb in Malibu, New Mexico. This is not a rendering, this is a photo of the real house in New Mexico, because you're going to be able to stay in Carl and Ellie's home, and it will feel like you're stepping inside the movie. This is a real house that we built from scratch. We had to literally paint every detail of the home to match the exact colors used in the film, from the roof tiles to the siding. But here's the crazy thing, because it doesn't just look like a house on the outside. This is what it looks like in the inside. By the way, this is not a rendering. This is a photograph. I mean, check out Carl's green helium tanks. Carl's chairlift. Now, I want to give you a sense of just how real this house is. Okay, this is a still from the movie, and this is the house that we created. From this to this. I think the one we've created is even more magical. I mean, we had to hand make everything. You can't just buy that chair from IKEA. We had to hand make that. Look at the like the cane with the tennis balls at the bottom. Okay, I'm gonna do this again. This is a shot from the movie. And this is a photograph of the house that we created. And I want to zoom in just to show you a little bit of the detail here. Look at the binoculars. I love this Paradise Falls plane ticket. We even made our own rust for the toy blimp. Now, you'll start your day here at Carl and Ellie's Breakfast Nook, and your adventure with your very own wilderness explorer. This home is dog friendly, so you can bring your dogs. And no detail in this house went unnoticed. For example, when you pluck the balloon strings, they sing, just like in the movie. But the most special detail in this house is the adventure book. Ellie created this book as a child, and she left it blank for all the details, all the stuff she was going to do in her life. And what we have done is recreated every single page of this book exactly, which tells the story of her life, from falling in love to living happily ever after, and to leave one final message to Carl. When the adventures are over, you're going to stay in Carl's bedroom. And this house feels like you're stepping into a 3D animation. But that's not the best part. The best part is this. This is not just a house. This is an experience. Because just like in the movie, this house goes up. This is a photograph, not a rendering, of the real house. So I just want to point something out. This is a 40,000-pound house with 8,000 balloons attached to it. And it's suspended 50 feet above the ground, and starting today, you can book it on Airbnb. This is the Up House, our first icon. By the way, that was just one icon. I got like 10 more. So are you ready for the next one? Yeah. Up next, Prince is one of the most legendary musicians of all time. And this year marks the 40th anniversary of Purple Rain. Now, when Purple Rain came out, it was a #1 movie, the #1 album, and it won an Oscar. Purple Rain made Prince an icon. And he purchased the home in the film because that movie meant so much to him. But this home has never been available to the public until now. Because guests will be able to stay in Prince's bedroom, which we've restored to look exactly like it did in the film. Again, this is an actual house from the film in Minneapolis, Minnesota. And we handcrafted everything in this house, from the perfume bottles to Prince's iconic sunglasses, the vanity mirror, and those bedroom eyes on the wall. Now, we worked at Prince's estate to include the actual wardrobe and instruments, and you're going to be hosted by Wendy and Lisa from The Revolution, Prince's band. But that's not all, because you will get to listen to unreleased tracks from Prince's collection that have never been heard before. No fan has ever been able to do this. And this is the Purple Rain House, our second icon. The third icon is actually in the room with us right now. Khaby Lame. Now, Khaby's story is incredible because 4 years ago, he was living with his parents, and today, he is the biggest TikTok star in the world. He has more followers than anybody. Between him and I together, we have 160 million TikTok followers, and he has 160 of them. And he's done this all without speaking. So, Khaby's also an avid gamer. He's got his own character on Fortnite, and Khaby's ideal night is gaming, making TikTok videos, and eating pizza with friends. And that's what he's going to do with you. Because you'll travel to Milan, Italy, where Khaby lives, to stay in this one-of-a-kind gaming loft that he's designed, which he decked out with all of his favorite things. You're gonna be able to get pizza, his favorite pizza shop. You'll stay up late making TikTok videos and gaming. This is Khaby up close and personal. All right, that was the third one. All right, this next one is pretty crazy. You ready? Number 4, X-Men. Yeah, there we go. X-Men is one of the most beloved franchises of all time. And Marvel just released X-Men 97. Now, this is a 2D animated series that's a continuation from the popular series from the 90s. Now, in the series, there's a house that some of you may be aware of called the X-Mansion. And this is where Professor X trains the mutants. Okay, so here's the crazy thing. This house takes place in the series in Westchester County, New York. So we had this crazy idea. We said, what if we went to Westchester County and looked at every single home in the entire county, and is there one house that looks just like this? And it turns out there is. And you can spend the night there, living and training like the X-Men. But this is not the mind-blowing part. This is the mind-blowing part. It will feel like you're inside of a comic, because we painted every surface of this house to feel like you're in a 2D animation. This is not a rendering. This is an actual photo of the house we created. It feels like an illusion, but it's real. And to pull this off, every surface in the house was painted by hand, even the plants. This is Josh, the artist, who personally painted more than 100 props in the house. Each took over 1 hour to paint. This room alone took 2 weeks to build and paint. Now, you're going to begin your adventure here, gearing up in the ready room. I love this outfit. You'll get a little welcome video by Jubilee. Then you'll head to the war room, where mutants prepare for battle. You can try on Cerebro, this helmet, and then you'll head to the Beast Lab, where you'll create your own potions to enhance your mutant powers. Again, this is a photograph. This is not a rendering. This is what it looks like when you walk inside, as is this. You'll go to the danger room to train for your mission and work with professional stunt coordinators. Look at these lasers that we built. You can stay in Wolverine's bedroom. You can see there's claw marks throughout the room. This is where I think I would stay, Jubilee's bedroom. It feels like a time capsule from the 90s. And to make it feel like the 90s, we even worked with Microsoft to get their old operating systems from 30 years ago. We have working boom boxes with collections of CDs. Now, for those of you a little younger, CDs were these physical artifacts that used to host music. They were really cool, actually. And at the end of your mission, you'll go to Professor X's study to get your diploma from the Institute for Higher Learning. This is the X-Mansion, our 4th icon. All right, number 5. You ready? Janvi Kapoor. Janvi Kapoor is one of the biggest stars in Bollywood. She's from Bollywood's most legendary family. And her family has a home here in Chennai, India. And it's never been seen by the public until now. For the first time ever, she's opening her doors. And when you arrive, Janvi will give you a personal tour. She'll walk you through her latest skincare routine and best Bollywood beauty secrets. You'll have dinner together, trying her favorite Southern Indian dishes. By the way, that painting was done by her mother. There's so many really cool touches in this house. You can end the night in this beautiful bedroom and wake up the next morning with breakfast and yoga by the ocean. And that is our fifth icon. All right, we're not even halfway there. Number 6, Ferrari. Ferrari is one of the most aspirational brands in the entire world. People don't just dream of owning a Ferrari, they dream of riding inside of one. And they're made here in Maranello, Italy, which is also home to the Ferrari Museum. Now, in this museum, they have every trophy they've ever won, as well as their latest models. What I'm about to show you might be the craziest bedroom ever created. Here it is. This is the bed, surrounded by 8 cars that have won championship races. And this room was designed and fabricated with the precision of a Ferrari. The metalwork surrounding this bed, if you were to line it up in a straight line, would go 3,000 meters, which is the exact length of a Ferrari track. The bedding is the same interior as the inside of a Ferrari, and it's painted with the latest Ferrari red. Now, when you're in bed and you look straight ahead, you will see 110 trophies that they've won. But this is more than just a night at the Ferrari Museum, because you're gonna be able to take a hot lap with professional driver Marc Genet and attend one of the biggest races as a VIP. So that's a night at the Ferrari Museum, our 6th icon. All right, number 7, Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart is one of the biggest names in all of comedy. He's one of the biggest stars in the world. He has in blockbuster movies. And when he performs, it's in front of giant audiences in stadiums and arenas. But now, he's performing to his smallest audience yet. 30 guests in a speakeasy comedy club that we've created. And he will host you for a tasting unlike any other. And when you're done with the tasting, you're gonna look over the stage, and Kevin will perform a set. And then he'll invite his friends and fellow comedians on stage to close out the evening. And this is a night with Kevin Hart. All right. Number 8, this one's pretty crazy. Feid. Feid is one of the biggest reggaeton stars in the world. And he's been using Airbnb since he got started. And he approached us about doing something that he has never done before. He said he would like to allow his fans to join him on his tour and become a member of his crew. Now, this experience is totally wild because you're gonna hit the tour with Feid and his crew for an entire week. You're gonna ride in this neon green bus, which we've designed with Feid and his sister, and it's outfitted inside and out with furry, like everything. And you'll hang out with him and his friends on the bus. You'll join him for sound checks. You'll attend every show as a VIP. And you'll finish the night sleeping on the bus before starting the next day all over again. Now, there has never been an experience like this before. And you can join the tour by booking it on Airbnb this Friday. That's number 8. All right, we got a few more. Next is Inside Out 2. Now, yeah, it's a good one. In anticipation of the film's June 14th release, we invite you to an overnight stay at headquarters, the control center for Riley's emotions. Joy will be your host, and she'll welcome you to her vibrant world. And we've created rooms for each of the emotions, like joy, anger, and my personal favorite emotion, anxiety. Now, my team agrees. Now, this is Inside Out 2, our 9th icon. All right, 2 more. Number 10, Doja Cat. Doja Cat transcends genres as one of the biggest artists in the world. She performs on the world's largest stages, but for one night, she's going to perform on the world's smallest stage. Because for the first time ever, she will perform for 15 lucky guests in a living room performance. She'll take you through her creative process and approach to songwriting, and then you'll enjoy a once-in-a-lifetime private show, which include all of her favorite songs as well as tracks from her latest album. This is Doja Cat, like you have never seen her before. All right. We've got one more icon. You ready? Our 11th icon is the Musée d'Orsay. The Musée d'Orsay is an icon of Parisian culture, and it's most recognized for its famous clock towers. Now, these clock towers date back to the time when it was actually a railway station, before it was a museum. Now, on the other side of the clock is a room that used to look like this until we transformed it to look like this. This room was designed by the French architect and designer of the Olympic torch. Now, he even made a one-of-a-kind book just for you that chronicles the making of the torch. Now, everything in this room, all the objects and furniture, was designed by him. But the bedroom is just the beginning of your adventure, because you will be able to have the museum all to yourself. You're going to get a private tour of the museum's Impressionist collection, as well as Van Gogh's most important paintings, like the bedroom in Arles and Starry Night Over Rhone. I mean, this is quite literally a night in the museum. But it gets even better. Because when you step out on the bedroom terrace, this is your view. You're going to have a front row seat to the opening ceremony of the Olympics, which for the first time ever will not be a stadium, but on a river, the River Seine. And this will be the single best seat in the house for the entire Olympics. It's so crazy, yeah. So that is a night at the Musée d'Orsay. And many of these worlds that I showed you have never existed before. And what our team of artists and designers and fabricators have managed to pull off is truly remarkable. And I wanted to show you just a little bit more about what it took to make them. Now, I want to point something out here. If you were to try to lift the average house, it does not stay intact. So we had to work with structural engineers to work on its structural integrity. This crane, this giant crane, is usually used to lift windmills. And those balloons, 8,000 of them, it took people 2 weeks just to blow them up. And I want to apologize to all of them for having to do that. So these are the first 11 icons that we're unveiling. The Up House, Khaby Lame, and X Mansion are available today. Feid is available this Friday. Ferrari is available next Monday. And all the icons will drop between now and October. And this is quite literally just the beginning, because there are so many more icons coming, and you're going to see them roll out and get announced throughout the year. Now, these experiences will make your jaw drop. But what's crazy is most of them are free. All are under $100 per guest, and there are no cleaning fees. So now that you've seen icons, let me just show you what they look like in our app. All right, so here is our app. You'll notice this is our real app. It's live. And the first thing you're gonna notice is a category dedicated to icons right on the homepage. There's a countdown timer. This says that this home is available in 46 minutes. And look at how stunning these are. They look so cool. Here's copies. I love that. So let's take a look at this one. This is Ferrari. I tap in, and look how gorgeous these photos are. Looks like a coffee table book. You can learn a little bit more about the experience. And here's your host. And you can sign up for notifications and get alerted about the next one that's available. Now, let's say I want to book. How do I do that? I'm going to request, this is a really, really cool one. This might be one of my favorites. So there's a number of dates available, so I can choose any date. I'm going to go with a friend. And I'll say, I love X men so much. All right. And I can submit the request. So what happens is we expect to get a lot of requests. We're going to choose guests based on what they write. And we'll contact everyone who's selected a few days before the booking window. So that's icons. And we are doing something very special for everyone who is selected, because lucky guests will receive a digital golden ticket right in the app. And there will be more than 4,000 golden tickets available this year. Look how cool this design is. You know, one of the things about icons is they inspire us to dream, because they inhabit magical worlds that we all dream of living inside of. And we've gone to great lengths to bring these to life. Icons are the most extraordinary experiences on Earth.
Ready?
Ready.
So high off the ground, we float on it. Hey, don't you know? Oh yes, it's gonna happen tonight. Hey, don't you
I've never been in a floating house before.
It's where the wild things are. It's where the wild things are. It's where my heart's gonna start.
Cheers.
It's where the wild things are. Put your glasses up.
The X-Men will report for drills.
That's a preview of the next 10 years.
You know, icons are just the beginning of where we're taking Airbnb. When I was a kid, most of my life was experienced in the real world. But nowadays, much of life is experienced through device. And as life becomes increasingly digital, what we're focused on is creating more magic in the real world. And everything we do is in service to this idea, because magic is not limited to our imagination. Now, the best way to experience icons is not on a screen, it's not even in a presentation, it's in real life. I couldn't fly you all to see every icon, but luckily, one of them flies, so I brought it to you. This is the Up House, 40,000 pound house. This will be in New Mexico with 8,000 balloons attached to it. It will be 50 feet in the air. The ceiling is only 40 feet to give you a sense. And every single thing in this house, including inside the house, is exactly like the movie. Oh, even the dog. So this is my dog, but she's playing Doug for the day. So this is Icons, the most extraordinary experiences on Earth, and I just want to thank you all for joining. And what I encourage you now is to come up. You have to see this house to believe it for yourself. So come walk around and come inside. Thank you all for joining us today.